This is Sirius Joy Alive, but this is more actually a bit of a talk because, well, it's time we have just a basic talk. Things have been changing like crazy, right? You've seen our network trying to on the fly. That's because, I myself am in my career transit. So this is like my career. But this year, the changes are so incredibly big that we don't quite know where to start. I didn't quite know where to start. And so we went on the air with Sirius Joy Live because we knew that was going to be a figment of our new, a piece of our big new expression. And now that we have been going live for a while and gotten some research, we know exactly what we need to do at Sirius Joy and otherwise. And so we're going to go off the air with Sirius Joy Live for probably about a week. That's so that we can take the time to develop the show properly and all the other aspects that we have in development right now. Because technically, our career transit is Pisces. So I don't know if you follow this, but what that means is like mine is in Aquarius and Sirius Joy is a Pisces. So like literally the month after me developing is Sirius Joy developing and my brands. And so therefore, it's time for me to upgrade not what I've learned in my career transit now for. But either way, it comes down to this, that we're at a very interesting time. I've had an incredible Aquarius season so far. We have a eclipse tomorrow, a solar eclipse. Actually, it's Tuesday morning, technically. Tuesday morning, I think it's 7 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. A step eclipse in Aquarius, which is going to raise the vibration on Earth. It's going to raise the ceiling. It's been rising all this month, where we have been, you probably felt it too, you've just had to like step up or step out, right? Shift the cosmic pot. And so it's forced people to make, realizations about what they really want to do, what they want to do frequently in their life, what they want to do infrequently in their life. Basically coming up with the different directions that you want to take and the vibe you want to live and the vibe you want to make. And so now that we're coming to this eclipse, it's now time to put our best foot forward into ourselves. This is who I am. This is who I'm going to vibrate as. And this vibration that you're creating is really a frequency. It's an energy or a signal that you're going to put out frequently, which will make your frequency of your ascension. And so this is why we have coming the rhythm of ascension. So all that said, sounds all fancy and stuff, but it's a different way of looking at television. It's a different way of looking at education for me. It's reinventing television in a new way, the way I've always wanted to. It's smart. It has AI and other things to it. Look at this, I'm coming all undone here. It has AI and other things to it that makes it smart. But it's only takes about 10 days, 15 days, maybe 20 at the most, but I doubt it, to get pretty much fully functional. So, I know you've seen, excuse me, this, there's a plane too over me. I'm waiting for the plane. It's kind of noisy for me. You probably don't hear it because sound cancellation. I know that you've seen Sirius Joy extremely on focus and on point. During COVID, like I never missed a beat. Everything was always on time, on time, on time. And I was always extremely reliable. That's who I am in nature. It's difficult for me to change clothes on the air. And I get afraid of getting off the air because I feel like you don't come back. At times have shown that often you do not. So you've always had this impulse to be on the air and change. But now I've kind of done half and half. I was on the air and changing for the first part of this. Now we're going to go off the air and I'm going to completely change wardrobe. And when the show comes back, it'll be Sensei Alive instead of Sirius Joy Alive. And Sensei Alive means teaching alive. Basically, it's time to teach our life as. And so I had almost always thought it would be a different title, but I didn't want to misprint it. But nonetheless, it's going to be great. And kind of outlines where we're going with our here. I encourage you to come join Sirius Joy, SiriusJoy.com. Because SiriusJoy.com is about to go through its transformation, takeover. And some of the highlights include, we have a daily pep talk that we do. This has been reinvented basically. And the daily pep talk now is basically a week theme altogether. So the whole week of 5 days will be in one theme. And that theme will have be themed graphically, will be themed with music, be themed with steps, be themed with assignments. It's sort of like a 5-day workshop, but it'll be on a 7-day cycle. So we're moving to a 7-day cycle. Now, you probably thought, haven't we always been on a 7-day cycle? Well, it means that we're going to start reporting always 7 days ahead in content. Always be able to look 7 days ahead in the content and see where you'll be in 7 days. Now, 7 days is a week ahead, but 7 days is also 7 Earth days equal 1 spiritual day. So 1 spiritual day, 7 Earth days. That's why it's step 7. So it takes 7 days to live one, right? That's how it slows down. That's how much it slows down, a 1-to-7 ratio. So, so that means that, you know, the new Pep Talks will have the there for you. The new Pep Talks will have week, and it's like in its entirety, all set out for you. That means you'll always be able to listen to the whole week ahead of time, and one day, whole week, exactly 1 week ahead, or basically the whole week ahead. So it allows you to really suspend from being tied to space-time, and allows you to be sort of timeless in SiriusJoy.com, so that you can sort of, you know, find your place in the steps, because not everybody lives exactly where the step falls, especially our masters and our intermediate. So we have, you know, we're going to call them like preschool, we have middle school, and we have high school, basically, at Sirius Joy. And so it doesn't matter what school you happen to be in, you all have different times when you like to learn. And so this gives us a new flexibility. It also solves the problem we've had with being timely and having everything, all of our ducks in a row. So there was, you know, Pep Talks were definitely late for a while, or giddy and crunchy. And I thank my audience and my loyal subscribers and clients for working through that with us, because it's also been very difficult to have to wrap up the healing transit, healing in Pisces consciousness, and also launch the new career at the same time. So it's been a tough year, I have to say, of being there for myself for the first time, 100%, and being there for my brands, 100%. And I'd say none of them were 100%. They were all 77, you know, kind of thing. But wow, I pulled it off, I feel. I mean, here we are. And so what we'll do is on SiriusJoy.com, you'll be seeing this shift happening this week of the new content format. And we'll be getting SiriusJoy.com first up to speed, making sure that our paid members are getting the best out there. Now, in that, some new things on Sirius Joy. We're going to be having 12 different stations, different channels on Sirius Joy. It'll be like Sirius Joy, and there'll be Sirius Joy Aquarius, Sirius Joy. So there'll be Sirius Joy for every sign, basically, as far as TV is concerned. And we'll have the hosts available there for subscribers Sunday. So the Friday before Sunday, they'll be available with the horoscopes there. So as a paid subscriber, you'll be able to watch the scopes early and watch everything early, frankly, as they come in and as they're produced. The general public will be able to watch their horoscope on Sirius Joy on Sunday nights when when our flagship show, Soul Horoscopes, goes live, which is always going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. On Sundays, that's when we launch our week. Soul Horoscope, of course, we'll have Sensei Alive just prior to Soul Horoscopes. So Sunday nights will be Sensei Alive and Soul Horoscopes, basically. The Sunday edition of Sensei Alive will always be spiritual, always be thematic, and be less readings and more setting you up for the week. So it's sort of the public's like deeper connection to the week. And we'll premiere our shows, and we'll show you what's going on. We'll basically give you a nice 7-day outlook. So to see in 7 days, you know, this will be who we are. And then we'll have our Soul Horoscopes. And then we'll have Sensei Alive basically from Sunday until Thursday, just like we started with 7 and 4 to 6 Pacific. I'm going to do it that way, 7 to 9 Eastern and 4 to 6 Pacific. And every day we're going to have a bunch of stuff. Now, the new show is really more about personal thriving. It could have been Sensei Thrive, but Sensei Thrive was kind of, Sensei Alive, I think, cool. It's about being alive and celebrating what it's like to be alive. And really, it's going to be the bread and butter of Sirius Joy programming. So all Sirius Joy programming will show. We're going to be leading into other shows. So we'll lead into LOL taping on Wednesday nights. It's for the public Saturday night release, and a couple other shows we have coming live. So just often right before a show. All of our marketing and sales for Sirius Joy will come out of Sirius Sensei Alive. So it's in one place. And in 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific. And this show, this replacing this one, is really kind of designed to hang out with you, talk about tomorrow, talk about the headlines that happen during the day. So we'll do some headlines every day just to look at like what's going on in the world, just to stay in touch. Because I think as active light workers, we have to be at least talking about it and having a consensus on what's at hand, because this Earth is about to speed up really quickly and things are going to happen very fast. And we need a central meeting place every day, at least 5 days a week. And that's going to be for us, anyways, for Sirius Joy, will be Sensei Alive. We're also going to do still the purchase live readings. The live readings you've been having, there'll be live reading segments on the show, but there'll also be floating segments. So for instance, we're going to release a floating segment in the next couple of days. We had 3 people who had bought a reading for today, and I can't give them today because we moved things around. And so that will be released independently as a segment here, right where you find this show. So you're going to have between the show, probably 3 reading segments at a time. We're going to try to put the reading segments into a cluster. So they go around 3 love readings, 3 career readings, 3 where am I readings, and we'll put them together on a file, and upload them to the internet and be public. And so in other words, if people buy a lot of readings and a lot of questions, we'll just crank it up and start putting out more. This allows us to, people to watch when they want to watch, and people all have their stuff delivered, and to have a nice network with lots of readings and solutions out there on the web that helps people through problem solving, because people need to hear a problem and hear how it's solved. And this is a big thing that we've wanted to put on the air for a long time. And this is a great way. We get a little bit of money for it. We don't make a lot off it too. So there'll be independent product, purchase readings. And I'm not sure what I'm going to call these. I think Sensei Alive readings, I think. So that said, I can say, we'll put the URL one time. If you want a reading, or I say a reading, I say a question answered. It's really a question answered. If you have a question you want answered, you can buy this 24 hours a day, and you'll see that in the next 2 or 3 days, the answer comes out, period. They'll have answers coming out on the weekends. They'll just always be spitting these things out. And we'll create a special playlist on our social medias to where you can access these questions really. Eventually, we're going to have our own network of just question answers, QA network. We're also doing some product launches and promos from here. And we're going to be doing, features about Sirius Joy features. So I'll talk about the past lives and karma, but we'll use this platform to talk about our products and services at Sirius Joy, and to talk about our allies and people we're working with out there and help promote their things so that the light will prevail. Some lifestyle segment, doing some segment from being alive, being happy. Like, how do we have the happiest experience that we can in these situations? How do we identify our karma? How do we learn from things? Just all kinds of things like that. So one special coaching segment they have is with Dikey. Dikey has stuff, Where Am I? That'll be out on Wednesday nights. And so every Wednesday he'll come out and he'll coach. And so we are looking for other coaches who have specific talents that want to do a trade where you're on our show and we put you in front of our people and you promote your products and services here with this advertising time. And you share with us one of your gifts, like for 15 minutes or less. Okay, so there's people out there that have already contacted and said, hey, you want to do a segment on the show? This is just so we have this nice array of like public free, like on YouTube, on all of our social media, basic ways of taking care of yourself. You're part of Sirius Joy, the service. Then you'll have even extra stuff. I'll talk about it here in a second. Team Tuesdays, and I'm gonna let you know now when we're building the set and the website of the new show for on there where you can apply to have your be a practitioner on Tag Team Tuesdays. You can come on, you can tag team read with me. We can talk about the specifics. We can rap about life, and you can promote your business as a reader. I think it's time that we get a lot of readers out there. There's a lot of people who need help one-on-one. You can't solve this in a 2-minute or 3-minute reading on camera. You trust, and so we want to help put those people out there. I'll just say right now that we're not responsible for anything that happens once you purchase a reading with those people. We just found someone cool and put them out there, but it's at your own risk. Use your own intuition, that sort of thing. We don't have the time to do background checks and things like that for people. Certainly won't be any criminals, but what I'm saying, it's like you purchase at your own risk, but we like them. That's why we put them on our show. So if we don't like him, we would put him on. We'd rather have a show without it. So we'll have ability to be a tag team reader with me on Tuesdays for Tuesdays tag teams. And yeah, all segments too. So self-study halls when you have some questions that lead to a specific topic. So like maybe Mars retrograde would be a topic. We might have 3 questions about Mars retrograde, all in a group from meetings that you guys purchased, put them in a group, and then be a little sensei, a self-study hall. So that's a way for people to learn by example as well. So this is the latest and greatest of what we're coming up with here. And what do I want to say here? Well, I want to say that we are Namaste today is Soul Horoscopes. And Soul Horoscopes will always go live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Sundays. That's going to be our launch of the week. Tonight, it might go a little late just because the shooting has come in late, but that's because the show itself has so many changes in itself. And rechanging in Sirius Joy for the new era and for the new world. And we're running on time, actually. I mean, surprisingly, I mean, we seem to be the only network that seems to be aware and changing things ahead of the shift. So I know David Palmer is ahead of the shift. He's building sets for his High Vibe TV set in his new studio. But otherwise, I don't know many others who are prepping. So we'll see, from what we can tell at Sirius Joy, and we talk about every day in our Pep Talks, that shift is about to hit the fan. And I mean it, like big time. Now, this isn't a bad thing at all. It's a good thing. In fact, what it is that good is going to prevail now. And all the shift is going to come out of the woodwork, and you're going to see what the world has been, and you're going to see all kinds of things you may not realize even were possible. Really, we're all going to blow our minds in the next couple of months about, and it doesn't come down to a president, to a country. It doesn't come down to a corporation. It comes down to an entire generation of people, entire way of living, sort of dying on the earth, like a way of living, and a generation of people who live that way passing on. And that was a fight or flight. That was a some people rich, most people poor. All these things that we know is not working is going to be addressed now on the planet. We're going to address it. We're going to fix all of it. Take about 25 years for the Earth to start to look normal again. But that normal is going to be so different. You won't be able to describe it as anything compared to today. In fact, today, in 5 years, today will look absolutely crazy. It looks so, I can't believe we even lived like that. It'll be, wow, look at how silly this looks or that looks. It'll be like a cartoon. That's how much we're going to change in a very short period of time. So, and so as a result, it's time to get ready for that change, y'all. With this eclipse, I'll tell you this, and I'll say this tonight on the soul horoscopes and the emotional weather forecast, that the way you vibe right now is the remote control. You are the remote control to your life. And it's not what you think, it's not what you say, do. It's what you think, say, and do that turns into an overall frequency. And depending on how frequently you think, say, and do that, much of your life reflects that. So if you frequently think, say, and do something, you will see the universe bring back examples of that faster. Manifestation is going to happen faster. Materialization is going to happen faster. You might think something at 4 o'clock and see it appear. That's how fast things are going to start. It's because all the vibrations are getting faster. For people who insist on staying slow and hard to get along or hard to get going or argue, it's going to get heavier and more and harder for you to carry. That's because everything else is so high. Picking up the heavy stuff is this is God's way of stretching apart the way we were to the way we're going to be. Sirius Joy will always coach people for free to some degree, as we have for 10 years and I have for 20. We will always coach people for free, on YouTube and all of our affiliates. But we are now moving to a place where we'll coach people even for as little as $6 on a basic level for you to come to the mothership. And that's going to come with a lot of great things. It means that we don't want to keep giving our money to YouTube and giving our money to all these platforms. We're tired of it. We've been robbed and stolen from and cheated. And honestly, it's just, I don't want to go into the negativity, but the social networks have been completely unfair and rude. And so we want to take our business off of them. And so we're building the resources at Sirius Joy to have. So you go there and you'll watch your stuff there. Now, if you do, you'll be able to see stuff we don't show you on YouTube because Once you register on our site, and you, well, now we know so much about you, we can start feeding you stuff, other free stuff that you will like, and we'll know who you are, and we can send it to you. So that's going to be exciting. So you get a very more personal experience by watching it at Sirius Joy. You know, for just $4.95 a month, for $5 a month, there's going to be a whole little mini platform of stuff that we give you access to. And that's just for you to have access to new features and us to be able to sell small stuff like penny candy kind of stuff, where we can at least make a few bucks off of people who don't have the money, because we've been giving away all for free and we just can't afford it anymore. We can't afford to share our revenue with YouTube. They take almost, so we don't make hardly any money on ad revenue on YouTube. We watch, I mean, we don't make the money. Now, in the ads we sell in, but right now we're selling it really low because we just want to help people get in. So once our website's up and once our new things are available, you'll have access to be able to buy an ad for yourself and run it on our network, or buy an ad, you know, a plus subscription, and have access to more cool stuff at Sirius Joy without having the full, all sorts of ways to just be a part of the fire. And it's going to be fire, my friends. This is the year of the fire horse. And man, it's going to be intense. In fact, I would say right before Taurus, things are just in full motion. And interested to see where we are at that point. I think even from now, it's not going to make a lot of sense. I mean, we're going to be changing that fast. Let me see if that's everything I have to say. I think what I'm going to do is I'll pop on like this and do general broadcast announcements about how our progress is coming. And then we'll name our debut on when things go live and when everything is ready to go. And then the party's on, friends. The party's on. It's going to be a celebration of frequency, a celebration of light. Every time I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, I keep asking and I keep getting the same feelings. It's like, there's nothing but incredible, amazing feeling. Life was supposed to be heaven, and some asshole lizards kind of got in the way, you know, and some other things. And so as a result, you know, we have been kind of picking ourselves back up. But that was the human race's, you know, plight. It was our way of learning and way of understanding. And in this life, in this year, we start to all finally come together and start to see the whole big picture. And AI is helping, and all sorts of things are helping. But it's very exciting, and it's fun to see people light up. So we want to be a network of enjoyment and enjoyment, and we want to help people live a happy life. That's what our motto is. That's what the mission is, and that's what we're here for. So I think that's been a good little talk. 22 minutes, step 22. We'll get to step 23 as we end here. That's 23 minutes. Every minute is a step. Until I on air tonight with Soul Horoscopes. Might be a little late, but I'll be on the air. Check that out. And I will see you for the normal show programming. So I'll be back, of course, on next Saturday night with Astro Mingle, LOL, and Sundays on Soul Horoscopes. Otherwise, I'll only be available on SiriusJoy.com. And if you've ever wanted to have a coach to help you, it's just $4 for the first month, and then $20 thereafter. And I promise to change your life. And those who have been subscribers and clients, thank you for your patience. I know you've been frustrated at times, but when you see this new mothership that we built, oh Lord, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I know it. Some things don't always go as planned, but that's something we should all get ready for, folks. Make your plans, but plan to change your plans, because the life. All right. Well, folks, I love you. Have a good time. Until I see you back here, have a great life. We got a new one coming in about 3 days. Live, love, be. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified, so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.
My name's Christine, and I am a Step 27 Cancer. I participated in Sensei Christopher Witecki's Past Life and Karma program through Sirius Joy. I would definitely say it was both life-changing and healing.
I'm a Step 23 Leo, and this is my second time doing 40 Days of Past Lives and Karma. I will tell you right now, it's not for the faint of heart.
And it really had me looking at areas in my life that I hadn't even considered being part of the proof of my past life experiences.
So for the price of what 40 Days of Past Lives and Karma is, this is a great way to read yourself. And honestly, that's putting the power back in your hands.
I have been working with past lives and karma work for a long time, and his program surpassed any other things that I had been working with.
But if you are really curious about what you're doing in your past lives and you like astrology, this is definitely the class for you. Definitely. It is dense. It is intense. It is very, extremely educational.
I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to take it. I look forward to taking it again this year, and I will do it every year because it was that good.
Are you ready to understand yourself better than ever before? Enlightened edutainment awaits inside the Sirius Joy Vault. Subscribers receive in-depth insight into the planetary energies with daily texts, pep talks, and more, personalized to your unique blueprint. Subscribe now for only $3.99 your first month at SiriusJoy.com.